Welcome to another episode of the APL Spotlight series. Amazing guests the world over with incredible experiences, insights, and they're really here to help us expand and grow, which never stops in our lifetime. No matter how much we try and stick up here and do a little bit of something called thinking, reacting, knowing, judging, fear, worry, and so on. This show's about angels, positivity, and love. That's the main show. And the guests coming on the APL Spotlight series will be or have been on the show, the main show. And we've just loved them so much that we're going to have them on for extra time with all of you. So we've been doing this show for a while. We have 330 plus 332 episodes booked out to August of 2026. Anytime you comment, share, like, or subscribe, you're helping boost the visibility for everybody else for this tiny little show with an amazing guest footprint. So we're super lucky to have the caliber of guests that we have from all over the world, including from Sweden, but coming to us from Spain today, Ulrika Karlsson, author, healer, whether we're talking Akashic Records, yoga, and many other modalities. She's wonderfully intuitive, very robust, resilient, and here to help others. She's dedicated her life to this. So Ulrika, good to see you again. Good to have you on the APL Spotlight series. Can't wait to have you on the main show, but that won't be coming out till 2026. We wanted to get you on right away. Good to see you.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to be here, and I'm happy to see you too. And thank you for warming me up behind the scenes.
Yes, we played around a little as we've done before and took some steps, which again, one more point about all the shows. 95% of the shows, the guests are maybe taking steps off air, plus maybe on air. And anybody watching can take steps. What does that mean? You get to interact with the universe, at least catch a little bit of sage smoke later. I'll light it and blow it through two screens. The point of it all is be in your heart, allow more, as if you were getting on a tennis court or just hanging out with people. Have more fun, breathe more, and use what you've already got here. And that's really the gist of why Ulrika is here. She's helping people get back to this spot, to engage life and just live more and love more. One of her favorite phrases is relax, release, and receive. How did this all start for you, and how long have you been doing the healing gig?
Thank you. Good questions. So actually, it started when I was really, really depressed and suicidal. So I didn't want to live, but there was like this spark within me that I'm here, obviously. Otherwise, I would have been long time dead. So, but I had to change everything in my life, like from everything that I was doing to I was married at the time with two small kids, and I realized that if I don't change, if I don't take this opportunity, then I will be dead. And if I'm dead, I am of no use to my little small children at the time. So I had to go through like the hard and the long way, and then I realized that there's so many people out there like me, people that are stressed, people that have a lot of karmic cords, unresolved traumas, etc. So everything that I applied on myself, I can also now be in service to others, as I know it's working, obviously, as I'm here on the show today. So, and this was 2008. So for me, it was actually quite a long journey. It's not a quick fix if you have been so depleted or, burnt out, suicidal, all your organs, the physical body, which is very dense. It takes longer time than like the emotional or spiritual aspect of self to heal. So, yeah, that's the beginning of it. And I had my sort of awakening, spiritual awakening, sexual awakening, uh, reality check awakening 2008. So that's what I do because I know it's working and I love. I mean, we all have our assignments. We know that. Like you have your assignment and we all have different assignments. And when we follow the calling of our souls and we are aligned with our assignment and what we can bring into the world, then the world will be a much better place. However, I see in my line of work that many are still disconnected from soul or disconnected from their body and misaligned in life. So this is also why I can help them to come back into alignment, body, mind, and soul, and to be more and to do less.
I love it.
Yeah, I
You have a sixth book coming out later this year. It's Becoming a Sacred Soul's Transition, if I said it correctly, but becoming, I had to look, it's BE in capitals and ING in capitals. So the whole word is one word, but you get being out of it as well. When does that book come out roughly? I know it's with the publisher still, the final edits and stuff like that. When do you think it's coming out?
I hope it's going to come before the summer because I know many people need it. I see a lot of people in distress, as I just mentioned, and I also a lot of people are actually like passing over, crossing over to the other side. And for those who cross over, everything is good. But for us who's still here in this dense 3D matrix, we experience all these human feelings, etc., of losses of beloved ones. So I think it's going to be a very important book where I also share what has been hidden from us.
Ooh.
And I don't have a publisher. So if you who are listening to this are a publisher, because I've always published my own books, I'm a self-published author. But the books that I have now, they are sold in 17 plus countries. So I know that there's like a big desire for people to be more aligned and to be more present and to be more in the heart space because we have lived in the head space for thousands of years. Like I say, it's like, part of the masculine. And we need also to bring in the feminine, the essence of the heart, compassion, etc., etc. So then we need to align the feminine and the masculine, the body, the soul, the mind, etc., etc. So that's what I call a holy fuck. So that's one of my books that's called Holy Fuck in Sacred Water. So yeah, we have a lot of work to do ahead of us, and I'm looking forward. Bring it on.
And the whole concept of just getting out of the head or getting out of your own way to get to here, can you talk about that a little bit more?
Oh my gosh, it's such a short distance when you make it like this. But everybody that has done the journey or is in transition knows that it's so much more and it's multifaceted and on so many levels. But we have been programmed to be much in our head, to logical thinking, to overthink, to science, and to we can hear it in our language, like we want to be enlightened, we want to move upwards in the career, we want to have higher education. So the energy has been draining, like in I'm a yogi, and in yoga we talk about chakras. Chakras is basically energy centers, and we have over 80,000 of them. But within yoga, we work with 7 or 8 big ones. So when I'm here, when I take all this higher education, when I have this social and cultural and ancestral programming, we are so much here and we are being programmed to be here, to be problem solvers, to fix things, to see things, etc. But this means that the energy is drained from the body and we are all only moving in the ascending, the masculine flow. So what I do is also we're adding the descending flow, the feminine flow, because we need to be reconnected to who we are in our body. We are souls, but we have these physical dense bodies, and we need also to be present and here on earth. And the way that we treat Mother Earth is also mirrored in how we treat our own bodies, we treat each other. We have inner conflicts, inner wars, outer conflicts, outer wars. So when we are working with the feminine essence and the descending flow, we are sort of pulling the energy, inviting the energy coming into the body again. And before I used to work as a physiotherapist, and then we talked about rehabilitation, and the word rehabilitation actually means to once again live within your body. So I am helping people to connect deeper into their bodies where everything is stored.
Hmm.
All our ancestral wounds, all gems, or inner conflicts, everything that we have ever participated in this lifetime and past lifetimes, and then add on your father family lineages and your mother family lineages. So there's a lot of things that is stored within you and people are not even aware. And when we are in the headspace, we don't have access to the embodied wisdom that lies within the body. So I don't know if that was an answer to your question, but this journey from headspace to heart space is one of the most profound and important travels. I mean, we can go traveling physically. I can come from Spain to visit you, Michael, or I can go all around the world. But the most challenging journey for most of us is this short physical distance. But there's so many layers: emotional, physical, spiritual, mental, ancestral layers that we need to move in and to move through. And the only way to move forward is to move inward. The only way to ascend is to descend. We cannot ascend. I call actually, it's like a spiritual bypass if I'm only moving up. We need to be grounded. We need to be here. We need to be present in our bodies, because it's in our bodies that we enjoy this thing called life. We enjoy our senses. We enjoy this conversation. We enjoy the beautiful nature. We enjoy making love. We enjoy whatever we like to enjoy. But everything that we also can use to enjoy, we can also abuse. So there's a lot of things going on here at the same time. So it's very interesting.
So more allowing and feeling, and especially being.
Especially being, because when I'm being here, then I have access to my inner wisdom, my inner knowledge, my inner experiences, and all the senses. But most people, we don't want to be here because it's very uncomfortable. It can be very uncomfortable to connect with the past lives where you were a perpetrator, where you perhaps killed someone, or where you were a victim, you were killed. And believe me when I say we have all been perpetrators and we have all been victims. So everything's stored within our bodies, in our DNA, in our inner water. Hence the book Holy Fucking Sacred Water, because the water contains memories from all of this that I'm talking about. Your previous reincarnations, and then your father lineages and your mother. So everything is stored in the body. And that's why most people, we don't want to be present in this moment. We are always being busy, numbing ourselves, distracting ourselves, running from one activity to another, one project to another, because when I'm still and when I'm being present, these old memories, cellular memories, can come to the surface. And then we can, again, distract us with food, with sex, with work, with angels, even with drugs, medications, you name it. So the trick is to be, because we are, again, human beings. We are not human doers, even though we in the Western world tend to be very much in the doing energy, the masculine, the yang energy, doing, performing, being effective, productive, being this problem solver, etc., etc. So all of this is so much here in the headspace,
And I'm
and
going
to
to
invite.
Yeah, I'm going to want to come right back to that and use a train station analogy if we can remember that point so we can pick up there. But meanwhile, let's go on a side tangent. You as a healer, how has it evolved, or how, if you don't mind sharing, and you don't have to, but when someone comes to you, are you feeling where they're at? Are you seeing where they're at? Are you seeing their aura where they're at? Or when they talk, is it leaving a breadcrumb trail that's very familiar because you've had to be there and do it, not only yourself, but for others? Are they coming to you in a certain pattern? Are there 50
It
patterns?
is just,
Yeah.
yeah, good questions.
Yeah.
I just know. I just know.
And where do you
It's
know?
a
Is it
mixture.
here, all through
Yeah,
you?
no, no, yeah, in my heart, in my stomach, in my guts, in my. I also, um, I'm a kinesthetic person, so earlier in my healing process, I just sort of sensed it, felt it, like you asked. But now I can also see it. I can see like the blockages within you, but it's more that I just know. I just know. And it was so amazing many, many years ago. So there's like two tracks to this, like two sides of the coin. Uh, so many, many years ago, when I started with healing, I was only doing, hands-on healing. And that's, in my limited belief, what I expected healing looked like. So that's what I used to do. But then many, many years ago, I was on a course and a program, and the teacher, the speaker of the program, heard that I was a healer and working as an energy worker and intuitive empath, etc. So she asked me, I hear that you're a healer. Can you help me? And I said, yeah, sure. And she said, so we were in Sweden at the time, and this lady, she was from South Africa. And she just had a call from her mom that she was taken to the hospital with a severe, how do you say it in English? Problems with the lungs. Okay. So she had problems with her lungs, and she called her daughter. Her daughter is miles and, in different time zone away from her mother. She get this call, and she asks me, can you please do anything for my mom? And I was like, ooh, I, I, my instant reaction in myself was, oh, I have no idea if I can. Like, your mom is in South Africa and I'm here. But I said, sure, I can. At least I can try. I can give it a go. And then the course ended, and I went home and I had a light supper, and then I started, and I watched my clock when I started, and it was like 14 minutes past 6 in the evening Swedish time. So, and I didn't have a name of this mom. It was like I had the name of my teacher. So I said, like, okay, so Maria's mom in a hospital in South Africa. And then I just, you know, took myself into my heart. And like in quantum physics, they talk about 0 point field. So I guess I was in the 0 point field, but I was just in my heart. And it was not like I was, doing or I was just sitting and thinking about Maria's mom in South Africa. And then the next morning, this teacher approaches me right before we start, and she says, I'm sorry, but I need to ask, did you do anything like yesterday? Did you give my mom some healing? And I was like, yeah, I actually did. I was sitting between 14 past 6 to like 33 past 6. And she said to me, so like 20 past 6, my mom, she became very calm. She started to breathe. They took her oxygen mask off. They took new tests. Everything was stabilizing. She was cool. And then like a bit over half past, yeah, do you say half past 6? Anyway, uh, she was really cool and like, I want to go home now. So then the doctor said, no, you need to be here for observation over the night, et cetera, et cetera. But everything was stable, so she could go home in the morning. But it was really cool that the time frame was exactly when I was sitting. And then I myself, I was like, dumbfaced. I'm like, this is working. I don't know what I did. I was just sitting, I was just being and having the intention in my heart. So that was the first time that I got the feedback that it even worked. And
Uh,
now when I'm talking, I'm like shivering and I have goosebumps all over.
I like it. We're gonna jump on that and come back to the train station, but we're gonna go on a tangent. I'm gonna light some sage now, and you can catch sage in Spain, where you are now, not Sweden. And anybody who's watching this 2 years in the future,
Mm.
time and space doesn't matter. You may already be tasting the sage as I light it. There's a flame in there, and when you see the smoke, let angels, the universe that's really big beyond human thinking, do its job. If she can do healing to South Africa, you can do smelling or the Zen thing, catching the scent without catching the scent. Because your heart doesn't need to smell through the nose. You can just smell it. Even if your schnoggin doesn't work, people still get the sage. So here's the sage. But ask for flowers and let us know. You're already getting the sage, A-okay?
Yes.
Yes. Now, what flowers are you getting?
Uh,
Linden,
red,
trees?
red roses.
Red roses. Okay. Um, I think I said a Swedish fruit berry. Okay. Um, I'm stubbing this out, or I'm going to have smoke wisps all over. And we've been getting balls of light flying around on different shows. Angels mostly, sometimes other unconditional love figures, a little ball of light going like that. So keep an eye out, folks. Put a comment down. I had to put one angel up or two. I'll do Joy and Charlotte. If you could hear something private about your first official distance healing to South Africa, but then get a second answer from her for us to hear. So one is a private compliment or some insight and very personal to you. And then something we can all hear from Joy. You being so intuitive, which you are, holy cow.
So my personal was trust, and what we all need to hear is entanglement, connection.
Yay, I love it. And then Charlotte, again, something personal about that day, that moment, and get a compliment. And then what does she have? And if you don't mind going big picture, that'll be after the train station. We're going to go big picture for mankind. What is all this consciousness and heart talk about and divine feminine coming in? What does Charlotte say for all of us? How to just pump the brakes on worry and relax more?
Yeah. And Charlotte says also shine your light, like in your unique way.
Yes, I love it. Thank you. Okay, back to the train station metaphor. So everyone's showing up to the train station with all their baggage. Some people only have a knapsack, but they have the two straps and they're like this. Others have Samsonite luggage and two, three people to carry all their luggage. Oh, they've been carrying around a lot of baggage for years, decades. Welcome to being human. You get to witness all this. You get to help people take the luggage off of them, yes?
Yes.
Okay, tell us more about that.
Um, okay, I am so transparent and authentic because we know that they are also the highest frequency. I don't know if you can see it, but the light here is shifting also. So, um, oh my gosh, I'm so in the now, so I forgot the question. Please
Oh,
repeat.
the train station luggage and helping people take it off. It's just the human condition, human nature
Yes,
to carrying around a lot of thinking and what you know.
yes, yes. And so I feel so good. I mean, and that's people are saying, I want to be in service, I want to help the world to a better place. And we do, but it all starts within. Okay. So the change that I want to see out there, the light that I want to see, it starts with me. So when I help people to connect with their own soul's essence, their divine soul blueprint, and when I see people, whether it's in yoga, I can see their face, I can see the soul lights in their eyes. It makes me feel so darn good. So, and I think it's very, very egoistic, actually. I think that we are working the way we do because it's egoistic. It makes us feel good, and we make others feel good. So it's not, and that's also the entanglement. Like when I feel good, when I feel joy, when I feel my own light, my greatness, my authenticity, and I see that in others, we are mirroring each other. But the bottom line is, it makes me feel good to help others feel good.
Feel what you feel. Don't judge. It's not what I said. That's angels or three Native American chiefs. But to make the point, I'm going to bring in one Native American chief, Geronimo, who's unconditional love. He often steals the show. And here he is. Whoop. Older people who are highly intuitive are going to have to put a seatbelt on. Here's Geronimo, and he's very yeah, nah,
Yeah.
duh. You already know the answer. He's very slang, but very direct. He's Mr. Action. What do you hear from Geronimo as a reminder for all of us?
Unconditional love. I see it in his eyes. The sparkle in his eyes is amazing.
I love it. Okay, back to the train station. When they just reach out by email, you're booking the way people book, or when you see them come into the room, if it's in person, when are you first picking up on them? Because you're connecting at the highest level first. Is it dream time? You just know. When does it often click? Sometimes is it later, sometimes is it right away?
It depends on the person coming, obviously. If the more disconnected people are, the harder it is to sense them
Hmm.
or to know. But sometimes I know even before. Like I have premonitions, and not only for myself, I can see it in other people. I could see the whole COVID and pandemic playing out before it even happened. Uh, so it's like I get information before before they even come into my sort of field. And then when I see them in front of me, when I hear their voice, then it's just increasing my first intuition or my first inner knowing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't sleep. Like I don't sleep. I'm half awake, half asleep. So I have a lot of dreams. And I also see a lot of things in my dreams at night. But I also see things when I'm awake. Yeah.
Would it be okay to say it's interdimensional?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, Everything is our instruction and everything is our opportunity for further growth and expansion. Good luck with that when your BMW has just been hit. You were coming out of the supermarket, you bought it yesterday. It's shiny, it's in the parking spot right there. You're very proud of your car and you like it. It drives well, it's fun. You waited 10 years to buy this model and somebody hits it. How is that your opportunity for growth? You get a divorce, job layoff, health crisis. Very few people at the time say, oh, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. I get to slow down and appreciate more. But everything is our instruction. Can you do a little reminder from your own personal experience that, and where maybe the universe stepped in, where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it happened that way. And it was incredible. A stranger with sparkly eyes said something at one end. This happened, that happened.
I had many like turning points in my journey, like the, many profound, and I want to share one of them. I've shared in other podcasts before. So I'm a mom. I have a fairly young baby, perhaps 3, 4 months old, and I'm so much in my headspace. I don't sleep. I hate myself. I have so much self-disdain within me. I have so much fears, so much terrors. I am anorectic or have eating disorders, and I do a lot of heavy weightlifting as a personal trainer, as I was back then. And I'm just so drained. Like when I see myself in the mirror, I mean, and I'm talking. I mean, this is 2005, so it's 19 years ago, nearly 20 years ago. And I look like 20 years older at the time than I do now. And I see myself in the mirror. There's no spark. There's nobody there. I hate to see myself in the mirror in the bathroom. I can't even look at myself because I feel so, I just want to kill that person. I don't want to be here. Uh, and I'm never, I mean, at the time, I'm never aware that I'm not even present. But so I have this doctor's appointment because, again, I'm suicidal, I'm depressed, I don't sleep, I have sleeping disorders, I have panic attacks, anxiety attacks, I have problems with my stomach, I have eczema, a lot of these symptoms in the physical body. And so I'm taking my kid with me. We were in the hall. I'm putting her in this little carrier, etc. And then I go out. I lock the door. I go all the way to the tube station. I jump onto the tube. I sit there, look out through the window, and then I have this really sort of weird feeling, like I'm sitting out there and I don't see anything either. I'm like, and then I have this weird feeling that something is really off. Something is really off. And I'm like, oh. it takes also some time before I feel that something is off, or that I realize that something is off. So I'm driving, sitting there in the tube, and then I start to look around, like this, and oh my God, where's my baby? Where is my baby? I have no idea. I have no idea. And the panic that I feel at the time when I have no idea where my 3 months baby is, you as a parent perhaps can imagine. So the next stop, I jump off and then I go all the way back home. And I'm like, oh my gosh, did I leave her? Where is she? So I'm running around there. And just by talking about this, I can feel it still in my body and my body's reaction. But so I'm running down to the um, the guy that works on the station. I'm like, oh, did you see my baby? I lost my baby. Like, oh, and he's like, no, no. How old is she? And what was it? And I just left him there, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to call my husband. I'm gonna. So I'm running home. I can't find my key. I have no idea where my key is. And then I open, and then she sits there where I left her. So I was so absent. I was so disconnected. I was so much up in my headspace. So I had no idea that I left her there. And that night was the first night in decades uh, that I didn't sleep because I hated myself so much. I mean, what kind of a mom was I? Yeah, you can just imagine. So that was one turning point for me that, oh my God, I really need to do something because, I mean, I can't risk my life or hers. Yeah.
I'm going to put up four archangels: Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, Raphael. If you can have them share something that's shareable with all of us about that story and how everybody needs a wake up call sometimes at some point in their lives.
Yeah, I get tears in my eyes now. They say that I'm forgiven. You are forgiven. We are forgiven.
And it's the last place people want to go. I know it sounds easy, and we're doing it all day long. Whether you're taking a shower, flipping a light switch, and 1,000 other acts, yoga when it's a good day, walking when you actually got out the door, walking the dog when you actually walk the dog, because thinking will delay, judge, compartmentalize, and be like, you look at your dog and you're like, I want to take you for a walk. It's such a great idea. 2 weeks later, you never took your dog for a walk. And the brain is really clever, but it's not very sophisticated. So it doesn't have enough bandwidth to block light switches, putting your jeans on, taking a breath, or no, sorry, brushing your teeth, showering, falling asleep at night if it's a good night. It can't regulate everything. So I would argue that half your day, unconsciously, you're doing everything fantastically from the heart, from the body, but you don't give yourself any credit. It's uh it's the Love Boat, Julie McCoy with the ego, and she's like, nah, can only keep track of so much stuff. Um, so all you have to do is slow down a little to let a crack of light in and start to appreciate more, and that's where you come in. Let's do this. Let's put up an angel named Min, who's light waves of energy and water, very oceany. Mother Hawaii, if you wish. And I'm going to blow through the microphone today. It's up there. So I'll look dorky, but actually I'll hide myself. Hold on. I'm going to blow Hawaii your way, catch Hawaii in Spain. And what's Min have to say? Did you get a little Hawaii?
Yes, I got the hula hula.
What's Min have to say about the human condition getting out of the head, into the heart?
I love that you said that she's all about water. I'm a water priestess, so I have a lot of connection with our inner water. And when I tap into my inner water, I can channel through my inner water and I can travel to other dimensions and I can create fontaine orgasms just like that without being sexually aroused, just connecting to my inner water element.
And I'm going to put up dolphin consciousness,
Yay!
dolphin consciousness to come in. And if you want to feel bubbles moving around the room in a circle,
Yes.
And it's as
Oh,
easy or as hard as anybody wants to make it. It's up to each person to live their own life. How they spend their energy is how they spend their energy, and where they put their focus is, here's the shock and surprise. Where they put their focus is where they put their focus. But anybody who wants to lighten up a little and cut through everything, instead of the 30 years, 20 years, 40 years, all of it takes us all, it could be like that. Good luck with that, because we got thinking. But here's dolphin consciousness. What do they say about lightening up and living and loving and joy?
oh my gosh. I love dolphins. They just say, man, live in flow, be the flow.
I love that. That might be your seventh book, Be the Flow. I like
Yeah.
that. So here's joy. Here's something about the seventh book. Close your eyes, see the book cover, but then have joy come in as a pink dolphin for you to make you laugh and to give you another talking point that you already know how to do. And also have her give you a little squeeze on the shoulder so you hear it's all a-okay.
Mm,
Okay, and
good.
what's joy got for all of us?
Joy says it's time. It's time to step up your game and to live life and enjoy life, enjoy in.
Oh, I felt that one. Okay, I'm going to put up two figures. Hold on, that's four. Two figures, two angels, and we're going to go big picture for mankind. Consciousness, awareness is coming, more love, more sparkle. Good luck with that. There's a lot of thinkers. All of us are thinkers, at least an hour a day, if not half the day or more. Um, but something big picture for man. I do want to bring in Charlotte too, because she's really good at this. But first, a
Ooh.
harmony. Who's harmony? She's rainbow light. That's supposed to be rainbow light. She chose the word
Mm.
tranquility because she chose the word tranquility, but she's harmony. And hear from her the big picture for mankind. And this is only an eternal question and what it is to be human. So no pressure on you at all, Ulrika.
Um, Harmony says that we are souls with a free will, and it's time that we start to use the free will.
I love that beautiful ding, 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 ding game show sounds and buzzers. And like, that was really nice. Okay. And Angel, I keep forgetting to bring on, who's absolutely fabulous. I love him to death. I've seen him as a human a lot in my lifetime. It's Dale, who's got a background from Andromeda. I describe him as the American actor Greg Kinnear, if anybody remembers who he is, who wears a more flowery Hawaiian shirt, skinny. But Dale is a coach for all things in life, but might have coached an Olympic athlete we all know from the 70s, 80s who won a lot of golds in gymnastics. And Dale is really a sweetheart, down to earth. And I'll see if I can get him to show. There we go.
Yes, and the only thing that I get from Dale is, and I had like shivers when you said down to earth, because again, the descending flow, we need to connect to our bodies that is connected to Mother Earth. Because the way that we live is not sustainable for us or for the earth. So Dale strongly says, get into your body, get rooted, get grounded, make love to Mother Earth as you are part of Mother Earth, and this is what we have to do to thrive, to move out from survive mode and to thrive.
And love's a constant for anybody watching. Like, love's a constant. It never went away. Like, it's everywhere within you, around you. Call it consciousness, sparkle, universal love, call it Gaia, call it anything you want. But whatever that is what you did in fourth grade, whether it was kickball, baseball, anything, you know it as an adult or a university if you played athletics, or just when you had a wonderful moment or your dog licked you on the face and you didn't get upset, you burst into laughter and your dog licked you more and you were like, oh my God, I love you. Whatever moment we're talking about, pure opening openness, it never went away. Only thinking something gets in there to interfere with it all. So I'm bringing up a final angel for the moment. Charlotte on the big picture for mankind. And what's her reminder for us all?
Her reminder is it's not too late. The way that it is now, it's like two timelines where we are headed, whether we choose to stay in the lower vibrational state of consciousness or whether we choose to stay in the higher. So it's not too late. That's Charles' message. You can still choose to come to the higher plane, to the higher vibrational frequencies.
Now, no one has to quit their job watching this, but the rat race is internal in the brain, and that's all this is mankind's ready to let go of the rat race and to be in the heart and just be and breathe more. There's like, this isn't about more doing. Stop the doing. You don't have to, there's nothing to gain here and there's nothing to lose. It's move past seeing the negative or get out of this judging lens to just be. But back to you on this. Talk to us about how simplistic the being is. It's already here and now. Like you don't have to do anything.
That's true, but it's also like for us here in the dense reality, third dimensional reality, where our bodies are dense and where we have all these memories of traumas and where we have been perpetrators, etc. So I I make a metaphor like if I have a garden and I want to plant new seeds, but there's no space in the garden. The garden is full of weeds. Okay, so it's not, what do I need to do? I need to pull the weeds with the roots up from the garden to create space so I then can plant the new seeds. Because if I'm full of shit, then I can use my inner shit as a fertilizer for the new things that I wanna grow.
Nice. And I was just using vinegar 30% yesterday to take out the clover. Had the most clover ever. It's February, and our spring has sprung in Texas. The earliest I remember was, I think, January 8th one year. I had sunflowers this tall. February 8th was the second earliest spring. And then often by April, when I was doing big gardens in Austin, Texas, now I'm in San Antonio, I would have 5 feet. What is that? A meter and a half, almost 2 meters sunflower height by April.
Mm.
That's how
Wow.
sometimes the weather's that good. Sometimes we get a late freeze, late February, March. Bye-bye sunflowers. So look, everyone's outstanding in their field with their sunflowers here in their field. What's a basic tip daily we can take to appreciate you already have a field with sunflowers? And you have a big heart, whether you knew it or not, no matter how much self-judging and loathing and negativity one does, welcome to being human. How can you be here more daily? What do you usually suggest?
I mean, it all comes down to your breaths. We are born with a breath, and when we die, we do it with a breath. And it's said in the yogic perspective that each and every one of us, we get X amount of breaths. So if my breath is really shallow, then my life is really shallow. And I live my life shorter, my lifespan is shorter. If I deepen and make my breath more conscious, then I live more conscious and deep and I live longer. So that is the basic. And you have no idea, Michael, how poor people's breathing are. So it all starts with the breath.
Ooh. And before I put up two Native American chiefs to talk breath work, maybe catch one of those Native American smells, I'm going to mention just a couple things. A NASA astronaut, Story Musgrave, once had this beautiful quote: getting out of the comfortable path, that's what exploration is all about. And what are we exploring here? It's the classic treasure map situation with an X on the treasure map. But instead of it being external, you get to find yourself, your heart, and then begin the opening process. There's a lot of luggage. And again, that's why people seek you out, is to get there. Talk to us a little bit more, though, about this discovery process. Sometimes it is through illness or a car wreck or divorce or a job layoff, but others just are like, it's time. I need change. I'm just not happy. Something's off. Talk to us about it's there waiting for you if you would just take a breath.
Yeah, and again, it's about the free will of us as free souls, but we have given our powers away for thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. We have given our energy, our breath, our power, our life force energy away. So this is also the time to reclaim who we are,
Hmm.
to say no to certain things and to say yes to other things that is more aligned with who we are at the soul level. And obviously, many people that comes to me have walked more of the hard way, more challenges, not like change comes easy and natural, because again, everything is still stored in the body, in the very dense body. But the body is also here for us to enjoy it more. So I forgot the question. I don't
No,
know.
it's okay. Here's what I'll do. I'll put up Dull Knife, who's a Native American chief, unconditional love, very proper, very formal, yes, no, like a mountain range. And he's a sweetheart. There's Dull Knife's name. His original name was Morningstar, but he goes by Dull Knife. And you can catch one of those Native American smells, cedar, pine, sage, tobacco, a campfire smell. Let us know what you get when you get a little bit in the air.
Campfire.
Cool. And then he's so beautiful about the human condition. What does he have to share with all of us that you're like, right on?
Again, everything that you're looking for is inside of you.
Perfect. The gentlest mom in the world. Not a manly description for red shirt. Lakota Sioux chief, actual historical figure wearing a U.S. presidential medal. The day after this photo was taken, he and Geronimo were at the White House, Pennsylvania Avenue on horseback, parade, Teddy Roosevelt. But he's a sweetie. Compassion, compassion, compassion. Such a gentle person. What does he have as a reminder?
Also, compassion, not only compassion, but compassion. Live life in passion, enjoy. We are here to enjoy life. And when we clear out the garden from the weeds, we are here to enjoy. We're here to thrive, to move from survival to thrive.
And it's time to get planting. At least buy some seeds and talk about that you're going to plant those seeds in your garden for a couple of years. Like the rest of us, stall as much as you want. But at some point, action, action, action with some dry wit and humor. I'm going to put my hands up and show my light. You don't have to show yours, but at home, you get to see light, consciousness, the force from Star Wars. I don't know what to call it. Colors, blue, green, gold, yellow. I don't know. Breathe more and the volume will go up and you can see more. But you get a dad joke most importantly, and it's got to be one that you haven't heard. So I've got one that you haven't heard. Um, why do all the fish in the ocean sing so poorly? Because it's really hard to tuna fish.
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, I'll give him.
Yes.
What do you call a fish with no eye? FISH, drop the I. And then one more because everybody knows that joke. So the little kid who yells Psh, and busts you, you're not, it's always the parents that are laughing, and the kids are like, I know this one. Psh. So here's the comeback that'll get the kid to quiet down and get you going. Uh, what did the fish with no eye say when he hit a wall? Damn.
Oh,
Yes.
me too.
Here's my light. But if you could say when you see it and what color you see, and then there's one extra step we'll do. And what colors are
I
you?
see gray. I see light green.
And then if you ask the universe and Freya and angels and everybody in the universe, unconditional love, we're surrounded by tons of figures in and around us. Ask them to make more all over the light. It could be a prism, it could be flowers, a figure, vortices, geometrical. What are you getting now?
Yeah, I see spirals, but moving not like you do, but upside down and downwards, ascending and descending.
Yay, I didn't do it. Bravo. And that makes the point that in each moment is your opportunity for just, I'm going to stop resisting and knowing something that precludes possibility and precludes my heart. Get into your heart, have more fun. That's what you're here to help people do. Okay, I'm going to read a quote from Charlotte, and then I'd love for you to tackle the big picture again. What's ahead for mankind? While many are nervous about the unknown and changes, stay focused and compassionate to all. And I'll add a little extra as a translation. Just be in your heart. Like, relax. Don't judge it so much. Talk to us about this whole mankind big picture. Wait, what's going on again?
And what's going on is that this twofold. We need to surrender into the feminine, into the essence of not knowing, not planning ahead, not thinking, not, this structure. So not knowing. Like I've surrendered my whole business. I've surrendered, so many things. And again, Charlotte also reminds us not making a choice is also a choice. So if you don't choose, you stay where you are.
You're still responsible.
If you want something different, exactly. Yeah. If
No
you want
matter
something
whether,
different, you need to make different choices.
Beautiful.
And it all starts with, we can't say it's our government, our parents, our lovers. It's within you. What do you want?
Ooh.
What change do you want to see? And are you ready to fully commit to that change? Or do you just want to, scratch a little bit on the surface?
Open your eyes to find love. Love is a constant. I probably said that backwards, but Big Mary said that. Love is a constant. Love is everywhere. Open your eyes to find love. I'm going to put Big Mary up, but what I'm going to do is I'll show the classic Mary that if you're from Ireland or Catholic, you're used to this photo. And here she is. And then I'm going to put up a more modern photo that I think is so fun. There's a classic Mary shot, but let me find a really fun photo that we know historical photos cannot move. But I'd say, nah, Mary can move in the photo. It's going to be very sparkly eyes that get more sparkly and a smile that's not a smile but can turn into a smile. So let us know when the photo moves for you. People at home need something to do to just have an excuse to get to their heart. Act like you're in a finger painting class. Shoot the finger paint everywhere. Put your hand on your heart. Ask angels, the universe. Hey, angels, universe. I should have said this earlier. Get me out of my head into my heart. Amen, rock and roll. Thank you. You're from India. Om Saram. Whatever way works for you. It's got to be your way. It's your sushi menu. You know what sushi you eat. You don't eat the sea urchin? Fine. But you can do it dream time with angels. They'll serve you the best sea urchin ever. Here's Mary. Here's something private from her. Get a big hug. My ear just popped. Oop. And then let her eyes go really wild on you. See a smile extra and acknowledge it out loud if you don't mind so we can track. And then if you want to get extra, get rainbow glitter all around the room where you're like, oh my God, Michael, I hope I don't have to vacuum later.
Yes. Oh.
You're getting a lot of...
Yeah. And I just want to say this also. She's reminding us that we all come from love and that we are love. Like we have been made from love physically. And yeah, she was beautiful. She was love.
Okay, we are coming back on not just for the APL show, which I think we're going to tape link in December of 2025 for 2026, but we'll get you back on another way as well. What's a reminder, though, that's fresh, something new, and I'll buy you time? If it was a t-shirt mantra, we said it 50 times in a week. Good luck remembering to remember, if you can remember, when you remember to remember. And I thought that was original. It was the only thing in 13 years I thought was original. But Songyal Rinpoche, I said Rinpoche for 10 years till somebody corrected me. Songyal Rinpoche, the Tibetan Buddhist monk, said it in the foreword to someone else's Tibetan book of dying. For 35 years, I've been teaching my students remember to remember. So much more concise. So what do we need to remember? What's the mantra? What are just a few words that we can't go wrong? If we did it enough, Mary's coming in, we'll get joy, goosebumps. Charlotte will say something.
I have two things. You don't have a soul, you are a soul. So that is who you are. It's basic, but still many of us tends to forget about it. And the second is that death is a reversed birth.
Love it. I'm going to put joy up. What's a reminder that if people said it with her, pause this video and said it with her and said it with you, they'd feel a higher vibration potentially come in. What does she suggest for beautiful words?
She says, put some groove music on and get the funk in.
Dance. Yeah, like I am joy and dance, dance, dance. Yep. I'm going to do one final interactive interaction. I'm going to put my hand up this way, and you and I connect. You're in Spain, I'm in Texas. Only my highest intent, love and above, not my bill paying or I'm late to go running later, any of the thinking side of me. That comes back after we stop recording. Okay, feel what you can feel. Don't judge at home. And if you got to pause it, pause it. It's okay. If you got to go take a shower, walk your dog, say a Hail Mary, anything. It's what will you do to allow yourself to let go to be here? What do you feel in Spain right now off the good old palm?
I feel a lot of tingling sensations and warmth, and I feel, if I would describe it also in a word, it's like a giggle, like my hand is giggling.
And Joy's gonna help with this one. I'm gonna whoosh you rainbow light just one time, and I'm gonna blow a little Hawaii your way at my microphone up there. But I'm gonna whoosh you once, and if you could allow angels to bring it to you up and down the front, the back, and into the weekend coming up, and into the rest of the month, so you're like, I'm gonna write him a note end of February and thank him for, it was crazy. I was at the fruit stand and I felt suddenly Hawaii. Okay, here we go. Why settle for linear and just right now when you can keep it going longer? Here we go.
Yes.
Did you get a little whoosh?
Yes, I can feel my inside water moving, and I have tinglings all the way from here, my heart, all the way down to my feet.
Now, I didn't do it. Blame Joy, blame Angels, don't blame Canada. What is a final reminder? We are signing off on this one. What do you got for us?
Just be and trust. Trust your inner knowing. You don't have to know. I mean, we don't have to have everything figured out. There's no, we are all part of the divine intelligence. So whatever we try to plan ahead or whatever we think we know, um, just surrender that we are all like leaves on the tree. The leaf on the tree doesn't matter what the leaf does. The spring comes and goes regardless, and we are the same essence, the same love, source energy, whatever is within us. So the more we surrender, the more we get to be.
Ulrika Karlsson, thank you so much for being on the APL Spotlight series. Wonderful having you here.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, thank you. Looking forward to the next time.
See you soon.